Guys, welcome to Technique Matters, and today we're going to teach you how to fix your shitty lockouts. Alright, hi, my name is JJ, and the topic that we're going to talk about this week is the issue of locking out your deadlifts properly and how to have a good and confident lockout. So the biggest problem that we see with poor deadlifts lockout is actually a lot of people think that they have a really good start position, and if you think that's you and you're thinking, oh, I have so much speed off the floor and my lockouts are really good, we want to actually challenge you on that idea and actually be a bit more critical about how you're looking at your deadlifts. One of the biggest solutions that we have here at Technique Matters, and one of the biggest solutions that we see for a poor lockout, is actually fixing your start position. And if you're unsure of how to do that, we'll link a video somewhere around here, and you can watch that video. So why we think that the start position is actually the place to start if you're looking at a good deadlift lockout is actually because you can't build a house on a shitty foundation. Okay? If you're struggling with lockout and you are trying to fix that, we actually see the most success with most people looking at their start position. So one of the biggest assumptions we see here at Technique Matters is actually that people assume that because they're struggling with lockouts, they have a weak muscle or a weak range of motion. So what people will then go to do is actually practice things like rack pulls to try and strengthen their erectors or strengthen their glutes, or do loads of hip thrusts or stuff like that. But what we're going to suggest to you here is that actually those are rarely the issue. And what we suggest to counter the issue is actually, number one, you want to look at your start position. So we cannot stress how important that start position is, and we really want you to hone in and focus on building that good start position. All right? And then the number two problem that we think will actually help with the lockout is actually the lockout timing and the rhythm between the hips and the knees locking out at relatively the same timing. All right? So most of the time people will cue the knees to lock out first or the hips to lock out first, and we want to just clarify that idea for you guys. All right? And then last but not least, at the really top of the pyramid, maybe like the last 5 to 10%, we will actually then be looking at a muscular weakness. All right, so what I'll do from here on is hand it off to Adam, and Adam will actually coach us through some of the issues that we see.
What's up everyone? Adam here from Technique Matters. So right now I'm going to go through how to teach you the lockout rhythm in the sumo deadlift and the conventional deadlift. So I have my lovely assistant here, Clinton Lee. He's going to demonstrate the movements, and I'm going to coach you through how to execute proper timing in the sumo deadlift and the conventional deadlift. So Clinton, first up, we'll just do the sumo deadlift. And before Clinton gets started, what I want Clinton to do is to control his sumo as normal, control and stay, like maintain the start position, maintain his positioning here. But once the bar comes past his knees, I want him to think hips and not knees. I want to think hips and knees will automatically lock at the same time. That's correct, that's how you do it. So we'll just slow it down for the people to see, and then come up more, up, hips. There we go. Good. One more time, control, and then just slow the lockout, and then hips. There we go. Good. Down. So you'll see a lot of people thinking, okay, once the bar comes past my knees, I need to lock my knees, then hips. So they'll come up and they'll think this, and then they'll try and lock their glutes. And that's really hard to do at maximal weight. So it's very important to think hips, because when you think hips, knees will automatically lock at the top. Okay, now we're going to go over the conventional lockout. So the common issue in the conventional lockout you'll see in competition is the soft knees at lockout. Even if you have the start position correct, there's a huge error that you can do when it comes to when the bar hits the knees. So Clinton's going to demonstrate a bad lockout. So the common issue here, and just make it really slow, is they're coming and they're trying to be too upright past the knees, and they're coming into this hitch position, and then come stand tall now, and then just they hitch the bar. So down, that looks uncomfortable. So The main cue to fix this lockout in the conventional deadlift is just maintaining the torso angle throughout when you get up to the knees, and then maintain that positioning all the way through lockout. So you want to think of staying over the bar just slightly, not too far over the bar, but staying over the bar slightly. What you can do is you can film the deadlift from the side and see where the bar alignment is in relation to the back of your armpit here and the bar path. And you want to try and maintain that straight line. So Clinton's going to come here, and Clinton's going to stay over the bar until the bar comes past his knees, and then maintain that torso angle, and then think hips. Boom. And one more time. So stay over, hips. So it's just that little tweak through this range of motion here where the bar meets the knees. It's to just trust it, stay over the bar, and then think hips past your knees, okay? People think, oh, I need to stay upright, I need to be as upright as possible, get my chest up, trying to keep this torso vertical. That's not correct at all in the start position, because it's really hard to lock out in that position. Okay, now we've nailed the start position and the lockout timing. Once you've nailed those two, and those two are correct, the third one we might want to look into is muscle weakness. So the common muscle weakness in the conventional deadlift is mostly the erectors. So what you would see in a conventional deadlift is excessive rounding. So what you want to do with that is prescribe appropriate accessory work to strengthen the erector muscles and the glutes. Now I'm going to get Clinton to demonstrate a back rounding conventional deadlift. So Clinton, try not to snap your back. So you'll see a nice starting position here. Then he'll come up, back rounding. The knee lockout timing is all right, pretty good, but it's extremely hard to finish in a back rounded position in the conventional deadlift. Most of the time they won't finish, but you'll see a lot of lifters, they'll be able to finish the conventional deadlift with a back rounding, but there'll be a lot of stress in your erectors, and I don't see any longevity deadlifting like that. So what we want to do is prescribe the appropriate accessory work for that. You want to look at prescribing RDLs, look at stiff leg deadlifts, possibly some deficit deadlifts with a nice positioning off the floor. You could even add in pauses with your deficit deadlifts, but you have to maintain a good position. Really be critical and hard on yourself once you see excessive rounding, and just try and maintain a good positioning. Or if it's possible for you, you might want to consider widening your stance going into a sumo deadlift. What that does is brings your hips closer to the center of mass, and then it reduces the back from rounding. And if you want to go down the road of sumo deadlifting, you might want to look into that if it's kind on your hips. Okay, now we're going to dig into the sumo deadlift weakness. So the common weakness in the lockout for the sumo is the quads. What you will see commonly is that when they come up to lockout, their knees will start to track forward a little bit, and they'll go into a scooping motion when it comes to locking out. So what we're going to do to try and fix that is to apply some bands. Most gyms have bands in their gym, or they're a really affordable thing to get. You can just go on Amazon and buy a couple of bands. You don't need to go hardcore on the bands. You can just get a band like this. Like this band will suit most people. What this does is decreases the load off the floor, but increases the load when it comes towards lockout. So it exaggerates the weight on the bar, and it pulls you down a little bit, but you want to try and control that lockout motion. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to get Clinton to demonstrate a banded sumo deadlift. All right, so now what Clinton's going to do is just going to maintain a good position from the start of the deadlift, and maintain a good position at the knees, and then just control through there and lock his hips and knees at the appropriate time. So he'll pull, get the bar past the knees and hips. Good. And we'll just do one more. Pull, pull, and hips. Good. So again, a great tool to help lock out your deadlift. You know, especially the quad weakness in the sumo deadlift, but you can also apply this in your conventional deadlift as well. So yeah, give that a go. And then hips, good. So Clinton's maintaining a good position through here, all the way through, and then hips. Good. And one more time. And hips, squeeze, good. So when doing this movement, it's very important to feel the muscles that you're wanting to strengthen in the movement. So you really want to feel your glutes activating, your quads really squeezing at the top of the lockout, because these are the main lockout muscles. All right, so that's it for this week. I hope you like this video. If you think this could help someone, please share it around to friends that have a weak lockout, or you think they need a stronger start position. You can share this video or how to fix your start position video that will be in the description below. And make sure to like, subscribe, and share around. So thanks for watching. See ya.
Sweet.